A lot of us are excited to see what happens in the 2022 season for the Golden Warriors of John Paul II. Coach Chris Myers, I hear people always talk about a process. It's a process to get from where you started to where you want to go. You started a couple of 3 years ago, just kind of putting things together. Now you've got some numbers. Now you can start to see the process play out.
It has been a process. Those first couple of years we were around 18 to 22 kids, depending on any Friday night. This year, right now, we're about 34 kids that we're dressing. Middle school numbers improved too. We played some games last year with 14 kids, and I think we're at around 25 this year. So numbers as a whole have been a good thing, and it also leads to a lot of returners, which make things easier too.
There's a word called depth. You didn't know what it meant. You thought it had to do with water or something like that. You get to do that now. Huh?
Not familiar with that. We're starting to get used to it. We're hoping that as the season goes along, that some of our guys that are either first-year guys or younger guys can be quality depth. Right now we have depth. I don't know how quality it is, but hopefully about middle of the year, some of those guys will be ready to go. We have a very large sophomore class. We have 14 players on the team that are sophomores. And if we can get most of those ready by the middle of the season to be serviceable backups and buy some of these guys some time here and there, I think that'll go a long way.
All right, your senior leaders, tell me a little bit about these guys and what kind of roles they're going to play.
Well, we have 3 seniors here and one junior. So Sam Rimbold, he's a returning senior. He starts on the line for us. Last year was his first year playing, and he's really come a long way. All these guys are two-way starters. He's a starter on the offensive line and middle linebacker. Next is Cole Woodham. He's a starter. He's our center. He's been the center now for 2 years. This will be his second year. And right now he'll be a little bit everywhere on defense, a linebacker, defensive line, wherever we kind of need him at the time. Next is number 4. That's Christian Tilton. He's our returning quarterback. He'll be a junior this year. He learned a lot as we went last year. He was a first-year starter. First game wasn't even under the lights. It was at 4 o'clock in Sea Pines, and it was rough. And it was rough for everybody. It was rough standing on the sideline how hot it was. But he got so much better as the season went on, and now I think he's got a grasp of the offense. And it's fun to watch him go on Friday nights. And then the other one is number 2, Jackson Ogden. He's one of those guys on offense that it'll roll with him. If you hear those 2 guys' names a lot on Friday nights, that means we're doing something right. Hopefully both of them will likely be starters in the defensive backfield as well.
All right. So this bunch took some lumps, and yet you learned from those. And now you're starting to see some things happen with them, especially on offense.
We did. As the season went on last year, so that week 0 game, we went to Sea Pines and lost to Hilton Head Prep, and it was bad. We lost 38-16, and I don't feel like we did very much right, and I think the guys would probably agree with that. But we felt like we had a huge ceiling that we could get better throughout the year. I felt like the team we played against was kind of an older team that was hitting their stride already. So we saw them again week 9, and we beat them by 14 or either 16
there you
points.
Go. I mean, that's huge right there.
That gave us the 3 spot in the playoffs and bumped them to the 4 spot. So I think that showed how we improved as the season went on. With a lot of returners, we just hope to see that continue.
Yeah. With all those returners and filling in with now some numbers, you going to do anything differently from a scheme standpoint?
Scheme-wise, no. People know we're going to run the option. Now, what we run the option out of, that's Friday night to Friday night. This year, we could probably be a little more spread, whereas in the past, we've been a lot of flex bone. We did lose one pretty important piece with Mark Knight. That's just a guy that's going to be tough to replace. And so right now, we don't have his replacement. I don't know if we can replace that guy. But we have a lot of guys who are vying for that spot. Tony Hill is a senior that had to step in for him a few times last year, did a good job. James Kiefer is one that had to start in Sea Pines week 0 for Mark. And he also got to start in the playoff game against PD because Christian broke his hand week 10 against Beaufort.
Yeah.
Looking back, it was bad, but at the same time now, that means he got some valuable reps.
There you go. You talk about getting better as the season goes along, and these guys running an option kind of drives other teams crazy because nobody does that anymore. Everybody's spreading out and doing all this crazy stuff.
That's kind of why we do it.
Yeah.
If you look on our schedule, I don't know of any other team that bases everything they do around option.
Right.
We'll see some teams that do some zone read here and there, but it's not their thing. When people look at us, they know whether we're in the eye, the flex bone, or spread, options coming. And I like that because that means we got about 3 guys that can touch the ball in any play, and that's tough to cover.
There you go. Well, hopefully, moving ahead, things go well for you this year, and that option turns into something where really good things are happening for you. Again, good luck to you guys. Look forward to watching you guys play. It's going to be a fun year.
Well, it is going to be a fun year. I look forward to watching these guys on Friday nights. Thanks for having us.
All right. Thanks so much. Chris Myers, head coach at John Paul II. Hope you enjoyed this little peek at Lowcountry football. If you missed anything at all, we'll be back in 90 minutes.